Hey guys, so like I mentioned in the previous video that you saw on Wednesday where I demoed the actual Beauty Heroes product this month, which is the Ayuna Essence. The box is a little bit sticky, it keeps sticking to everything. So I hope you enjoyed that demo, but today what I'm going to be doing is going over an entire brand review for Ayuna. So I've got all of the Ayuna products here. They do have 4, technically 5 in the line. They've got the soap. They have 2 different treatments, one being the essence, which is the hero product this month, and the other being the balm. They're sort of like detoxifying mask that you saw me demo on Monday. And then they have the cream, which they have 2 different versions of. So this is why I say 4, technically 5. They've got the rich cream, which is cream 2, and then they've got the light cream, which is cream 1. Or just cream, I'm not really sure, but they've got 2 different cream options, so you can pick which one works better for your skin type. They both work for me, so really I think it just sort of depends on what you like in a cream, but we'll get into that once I get to that part of the review. I'm actually just going to go in order that you would actually use these products, so we'll start with the soap. So like I said again though, the Essence is the Beauty Heroes product this month, but I did want to do an entire line review. So let's just first start off with the soap. So I really love this line. I was definitely very attracted to this line when I first heard about it. Not because it's got sort of like a higher end price point, but because of the minimalistic view of the line. So Ayuna is Less is Beauty and is a science-based botanical skincare line that invites us to stop the war with age and embrace holistic wellness, mindfulness, and beauty as fundamental requirements for a healthy life. They're based on the belief that less is beauty. Ayuna takes the conventional problem-solution model head-on, proving that consumers don't need a different product for every square inch of their face, just 5 really powerful ones that can do it all with greater precision, cleaner ingredients, and longer lasting results than their commercial counterparts. It was created by, or founded by Begonia and Isabel, master esthetician and scientist. Begonia is the master esthetician, and then Isabel is the scientist and cosmetic formulator. The 2 beauty veterans bring over 40 years of a combined experience to create Ayuna, an innovative science-based botanical line inspired by the principles of topical fasting, feeding skin only what it needs to stay balanced, thus ridding it of overstimulating aggressors and kickstarting its own self-repair mechanism. Their commitment to creating the fewest, most effective products in the most sustainable way have resulted in a truly evolutionary brand that redefines a basic beauty routine. With a single soap, 2 creams, a radically different exfoliator, and a game-changing mask, Ayuna has become one of the most coveted clean luxury lines in indie beauty. Their sort of like main approach is skin fasting. Lately, the more that I do reviews, I mean, I have less and less time to do research because Oliver is very mobile. He is all over the place. I have the only time I've got really any time these days to do research is like late at night, and that's sort of like when I have my me time. So I do feel like my reviews and my research that I would usually do or would have done, you know, a year, 2 years ago when I first started my channel is definitely there's less of it. So I'm no skin expert. I'm not a skin formulator. I'm not a scientist. I am not I don't have knowledge that I wish I had about skincare. I mean, it would be amazing to one day go to sort of like skincare formulator school or something, not because I want to create my own line, but because I just want to understand more about formulations and how things work together, and this kind of preservative works better than this kind of preservative or whatever. I would like to have that knowledge, and I just don't right now. So sometimes I feel like you guys ask me questions, or you maybe question my knowledge, which I don't have a lot of, and that's totally fine because I wish I had more knowledge than I do. So the way that I come at reviews these days than I used to is more just from a user perspective than so much as like a knowledge perspective, because the knowledge that I wish I had isn't totally there. So when I give you guys reviews, I'm coming at it fully from like just like a user perspective. Like this is my experience with these products. This is how I feel they worked with my specific skin type. This is how I feel about the line in general. This is how I approach sort of like blogging at this point in my life. Maybe in a couple of years when Oliver is, a little bit older and he's more independent and whatever, I might be able to get back into the whole research thing. But I do feel like there is a lot of pressure on bloggers to know everything, and I don't. So I want you guys to just keep that in mind when you watch my reviews. Like, I'm no expert. This is purely from my perspective of the products and how they work for me. not from like a scientist perspective, not from, you know, any sort of real knowledge. And, you know, maybe that's not helpful, but I find it helpful to just know people's experience than like the whole science behind it or like the whole knowledge thing behind it. Like, I just want to know how things work for people. So I hope that that's, you know, sufficient enough for you guys. But anyway, let's get into the soap. So this is the first step in the system. The system really is a sort of two-step system with two different treatments that you can do once a week, twice a week, whatever, however you want to do it. So the system really consists of the soap and the cream. You do the soap in the morning and then you put your cream on, and then you're good. You do the soap at night, you put your cream on, and you're good. I really love that about this system. It's very simplistic. It's very sort of like pared down. You don't need, you know, 20 steps to get the same results that you would from this sort of like 20-step system or however many steps that we do these days. I didn't count. I know that I've got, you know, at least 10 products in rotation that I use every single day, at least in the mornings. My daytime skincare is definitely way more elaborate than my nighttime skincare. My nighttime skincare I try to do as pared down as possible, but that's what I love about this system specifically is it is very simplistic. It's very pared down, and the line specifically was developed on the premise that fewer, better ingredients is the key to peak performance and long-lasting vitality. They've definitely crafted a meticulous line that satisfies all of our senses without overstimulating the skin, and I think that's it. That's what it is. It's like sometimes there can be too much, and you know, I've definitely hit that point sometimes where I just use way too much and my skin just sort of reacts and it's like, enough, stop. But I have never had that problem with this line. So my experience with this line is in August, before I went on my trip to New York, I had received the line to review. What I wanted to do was to use this line solely on its own without using any other products in my repertoire to see how this performed on my skin. So for reference, my skin is typically acne prone, oily. It can be normal some days. Sometimes it can be kind of like dry and dehydrated. I think it's basically just combination skin. It can go one way, it can go the other way. It sort of depends on the season, it depends on the day, it depends on how much water I've had, you know, whatever. My diet. So I wanted to see how this line would perform on my skin. I wanted to use it at least 3 weeks, like the whole time, not using anything else. And for the most part, I did succeed. The only issue that I had is that around day 4, I added in an acne spot treatment because I felt like I had to. This definitely is not touted as an acne regimen. I think it's touted more as like a well-aging. So it's not, I know the anti-aging term is like frowned upon these days, but it's more of like a well-aging where it's just helping your skin be balanced, be, you know, clear and bright, but not specifically touted as like anti-acne, which my skin needs. I need a lot of balancing, I need clarifying, I need anti-acne, so I do need that somewhere in my routine, which I found out. By day 4, my skin was soft and it felt really nice, but I was breaking out in the worst way. I just had so many big cystic acne, and the moment that I added in the acne routine or the acne spot treatment, it definitely cleared up, and my skin went back to being sort of like more balanced and normal and whatever this line sort of suggests that it wants it to be. So I'm already talking like 10 minutes about this. So the soap specifically is a 2.8 ounce bar of soap, and it retails for $38. It will last you a very long time. I cut my bars of soap into pieces because I found that when I use an entire bar of soap, it goes by so much quicker than if you cut it into like pieces. I cut my first bar of soap into quarters, and I'm still using both of the quarters. I have one in my shower that me and my husband both share, and then I have 1/4 by my sink, and I've had that since August with regular use. So like half the bar of soap has already lasted me well over 3 months, and it will last a lot longer than that. So I still have the other half a bar of soap that I haven't even touched yet. So definitely that's a good tip, is to just cut your bars of soap, especially if you use them for like your face or whatever, into smaller portions, because it will last you so much longer. I could see 1 bar of soap lasting the entire year if you cut it into, you know, like quarters and then use it morning and night. which it probably will. So Ayuna's Nourishing Artisan Soap is an upgrade on the traditional cleansing bar. Crafted with borage, olive, and coconut oil, this luxurious face soap leaves all skin types feeling lavishly softened and purified. Botanical activated carbon absorbs impurities, excess sebum, and environmental pollutants, giving skin a beautifully deep detox. Skin is left feeling clean, soft, and radiant. I'm just reading off the Beauty Heroes. I'm giving you a rundown of the product, and then I'll tell you my experience. So this is a creamy silky cleanse, pure detoxified, and a bright illuminated glow. So again, it's made with olive, coconut, charcoal, borage, and then it's got every single one of the Ayuna products is scented with virgin balsam, frankincense, myrrh, chamomile, rosemary, and buku. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, and I didn't look it up. Every once in a while I get beaten up for my pronunciation of products, and I've never once claimed to know how to pronounce everything, and no, I don't look it up beforehand. I should, but again, I don't have a ton of time on my hands. I film when my son is napping, which he is right now, and I'm trying to get through this while he is still napping. So my experience with this product is I absolutely love this soap. I am not afraid of bar soaps. I know that some people make bar soaps out to be sort of like the devil, and they're like, you should never use bar soap on your face. It's the worst thing for your face. I have a lot of good experience with bar soap. I really like the Ayuna soap is amazing. It is very detoxifying and sort of like clarifying and skin softening and exfoliating. It works sort of on the same level as the Osmia Black Clay Soap for me, but I feel like this one definitely nourishes my skin more than that one does. So this one is detoxifying and nourishing at the same time, whereas the Osmia Black Clay Soap I feel like is just exfoliating and detoxifying and not so much nourishing. Neither one strips the skin, but I definitely feel like this one is more nourishing and moisturizing, so it sort of works double duty. It works to detoxify, but then it works to nourish at the same time, and that's why I love this whole line so much. You basically get so many different products in each one that you really don't need any others aside from this line. So I really love the soap. This is a soap I love the Osmia Detox soap, but I feel like this one specifically for my skin just works so much better. The detox one from Osmia is great for acne. So I do go back and forth between this soap and a specific exfoliating sort of like detox soap. I'm using I think the Apatera Dead Sea Salt Clay Charcoal soap or something or other. I don't remember the name of it, but I do alternate between that soap and this soap. So I probably would alternate between the Osmia soap and this soap again. Again, because I feel like the soap is more nourishing, the other one is definitely more detoxifying, but they both work in the same way. There are a couple of different ways that you can use this soap. It can be used to remove makeup, and I have successfully used this to remove makeup. I would use it as a first cleanse and a second cleanse. The first cleanse I would use a little bit less water. The consistency of it changes depending on the method of which you use it. So you can use less water to create sort of more like almost like a paste sort of, and then you would remove makeup that way. That's how I use it. I use it as like a thicker soap, and then make it really foamy with like you can use a cosmetic brush or just like really like activating it and foaming it a lot to do it sort of like a second cleanse, to like really foam and get in there. I definitely would suggest checking out the videos on the Ayuna website on how to use each product, because it shows you how to use each one. So it'll show you how to use the soap. You could definitely use it the way that you use a regular bar soap, foam it to your liking, and then just put it on and rinse it off. I like to leave this on at least a minute, and I feel like that definitely helps with the exfoliation and detoxification. But it does work to remove makeup, just you have to use it twice. So first cleanse to remove the makeup, second cleanse to get all of the residual off. And then I always go over with, a cotton pad of witch hazel just to make sure that I've really cleaned my skin. And I found that the times that I'd use this to do makeup, I was not coming off with any residual. So as long as you're really getting in there and deep cleaning all of the makeup off, it's very successful in removing makeup. So I've talked about this for quite a long time now. It's definitely time to move on, but I really love this soap. We have 2 bars of it. My husband loves it. So we will always have this soap sort of like hanging around because we just love it. It works really well for both of our skin types, and we just really like that soap. So the next one that I'm going to go over is the Balm, which is their detoxifying what do they call it? Their Volcanic Revitalizing Mask. And I actually did do this whole line this morning. I did the soap, I washed my face, I put on the balm, and then I washed that off in the shower. Then I did the essence, and then I did the cream. So the balm is this like thick, as you saw on Monday, I sort of like showed you the texture of it a little bit. It's like this thick, sort of like gelatinous almost, sort of like texture. So the full size of this, which is what this is 2.7 ounces, and it's $130. And I will talk more about the price once I've reviewed everything. I want to go over the price point and why I think their pricing sort of like makes sense for what the line is and how I think it's like justified. So Ayuna's balm is their Volcanic Revitalizing Mask that detoxifies with 2 innovative natural ingredients, volcanic glass and active carbon. Its gentle texture eases skin sensitivity and removes impurities, leaving behind purified and polished skin. Formulated with the natural sugar Pullulan, it creates a dewy film that tightens and reinforces skin's natural protective abilities. You get radiant, softly illuminated skin, refined skin with diminished signs of aging, detoxified, cleansed pores. So then just to use it, apply a fine layer to the face, neck, and chest, leave on for 5 to 10 minutes, and then massage with water. Remove with warm, moist facial sponge or towel. So this has got lemon fruit water, the Pullulan, charcoal powder, squalane, microcrystalline cellulose, lactobacillus ferment, which is like a probiotic. So it does have that same signature scent. All of the products do all of the products have the same essential oil-based fragrance that's comprised of the balsam, holywood, myrrh, chamomile, frankincense. And like I was saying, I just love the scent of these products. It's one of the things that attracts me to them specifically, is I just absolutely love the scent. So one thing is that when you look at the ingredients, you see a lot of things like gums, alcohol, sodium this, sodium that, things that without researching them, you probably would look at and be like, well, this has a lot of like fillers or something in it. But what I love about Ayuna is that it's a lot of science-based skincare, but with natural ingredients. And again, I'm going to link you to some literature down below about the science behind Ayuna and the ingredients that they use. But these are definitely very beautiful formulas. So about the mask specifically, in terms of a detoxification, it is a nice formula. I think for my skin, it does perform very well, but I think for my skin, especially when I've got like really bad acne, I definitely need something a lot more intense and strong, like the Mahalo Pele mask, something like that, when I'm having like a really bad breakout. This is great for sort of like almost everyday use to sort of like keep your skin clear and bright. But in terms of if you've got like a really bad acne breakout, this isn't even going to touch it. Because like I said, again, this is not an acne formulated line. So if you've got mostly normal skin or like sort of like normal combination, normal dry, but not so much acne prone, I think this line will work very, very well for you. But if you've got acne as sort of, that's something that you have a reoccurring issue with, you're gonna not have, I think, the same experience or the same success with this line as someone who's got more normal skin. Now that being said, on the days that I'm not having a terrible breakout, this does work very well. Like this morning I used it and my skin is definitely very smooth. It did tighten my pores. It made my skin feel really nice today, but I'm also not having a terrible breakout. But I do have a little bit of a breakout going on in my forehead, and it didn't touch that. I mean, it didn't look any different when I took the mask off versus when I put the mask on, but it does do a good job tightening pores, sort of like drawing out impurities from the pores, but not so much if you've got terrible acne. So I do like it, but I think for my skin type, I definitely need a lot more, something more intense, something more detoxifying, but it is a good mask. Again, like I was saying, if you've got more normal skin type, I think. The treatment that I like the best of the two, even though I do think that they work well in tandem with each other, like I was saying, I did the balm this morning and then I did the essence after the shower, so I did both today, and my skin responded really well and looks really good. Feels really clear and soft, and that's what I love about this system, is how well it works with how minimal it is. But the two treatments, I like the Essence the best, which I hope you can see how much I've used of this. This is not the Beauty Heroes one, this is the one that I got for the review. The Beauty Heroes one is still full and will wait until this one is empty, but this is a product that I absolutely love. So this is the Essence Cream and Peel. This is the Beauty Heroes product this month. So this is the second step in the Ayuna's Targeted Regimen. I use this as like the third step, or if you're not doing the balm, I guess it would be the second step. But this is a high protein cream and oil peel, a whipped cream exfoliant that reveals skin's radiance in 3 phases. First, the alpha amino acids trigger skin's regenerative capabilities on contact. Next, a grainless gommage polishes and awakens the skin by gently sloughing away unwanted layers. And finally, the formula transforms into an oleoessence finish that leaves skin irresistibly silky and smooth. So, and again, this is made with basically a lot of the same ingredients that the balm is made out of, you know, minus the charcoal and the volcanic glass. So it's got the lemon water, the olive fruit oil, coconut, alpha amino acids, squalane, and then the same list of sort of like other preservatives and other things in here to sort of like make it what it is. Again, I don't know. I mean, it is very science-based, and I don't know the science behind all these ingredients or like what they do in, you know, relation to the mask or with each other. But as you saw in the demo that I did of this on Wednesday, it's a very unique mask. So you spread on a very thick layer on your skin, and then you sort of, once it dries, you massage it off your skin. And it's, in terms of application and removal, it's very unique to anything else that's out there. I've never experienced a mask quite like this one. So the removal of it is, it's very interesting to sort of like remove it like that instead of just removing it with water. So I showed you how I removed it in the video that I did on Wednesday, where you just sort of like massage all of it off your face. I massage it, I think what I did in that video was I massaged it off and then I just sort of toweled off the excess, but what I like to do better is massage it off and then with cool water rinse off the excess, and your skin is still left like silky smooth. It feels amazing and exfoliated and like nourished at the same time. It's amazing how these products can like exfoliate and nourish at the same time. It's very, I wish I knew the science behind how it all worked. So the full size of this, which is 2.7 ounces, and it's $145 is what it retails for. But like I was saying, it just, again, it has that same signature scent that I absolutely love. I love to open up the products and just inhale. It smells so good. But the product works really well at exfoliating and softening and brightening. I wish you guys could like touch my skin right now. Like, I even have makeup on, but my skin just feels like incredible. Really, this line just makes my skin feel incredible, and I cannot get over it. So that is the hero product this month. It's my favorite, I think, of the two, not I think, but it's my favorite of the two treatments. They do work well together, but I use this one alone a lot because I like the experience of it. I like the way it makes my skin feel. But they do work well. The balm and the essence work really well together because they're designed to work really well together. But you can just use the essence on its own without the balm. I mean, you could even do like a regular detoxifying. If you don't have the balm, you could do a regular detoxifying mask and then do the essence right after. And I think that your skin would feel just as amazing. Maybe even more detoxified depending on like what mask you use and your skin type. But I definitely prefer the essence of the two because I think it's such a unique product and it makes your skin just feel like baby soft. It's really amazing. So then the last products in the line are the creams. There are two different formulations. There's the cream 1, which is sort of more of like a thin, lightweight consistency, and then there's the cream 2, which is more of a thicker, heavier consistency. So I did request the cream 1 when they sent me the products for review because I have oily skin. I tend to use lighter products, and this works perfectly. I've used both. I've used the cream 1 and the cream 2 all over my face. Really, there is not that much of a difference in terms of how they work. It's just whether you prefer the thickness of the other cream versus the thinness of the cream 1. So I've used both. I've used both all over my face as a moisturizer, and they both work really well. It just sort of depends on if you like thin or thick creams, but they both work wonderfully. The cream 2 is the one that does come in the Beauty Heroes box, and that will work for every skin type. It will work for everyone. but I think people who've got more dry skin will definitely, I think, appreciate it a little bit more than oilier skinned people, but I do think people with oily skin will love it just as much. It's just a little bit thicker, but it's not terribly thick, if that makes any sense. What I have been doing is I apply the cream 1 all over my face, and then what I love to do is apply the cream 2 underneath my eyes. Now, the entire system is designed to be used around the eye area. There is no specific eye cream product in here because all of the products are gentle enough and formulated to use around the eye area, which I do. I even bring my masks up into the eye area because they're designed that way, and they won't, damage the skin area because they are gentle as well as being, as effective as they are. But I love using the cream 2 around my eye area, and what I found specifically is that this sort of like blasts wrinkles out of the water. Like, they're gone. When I used this entire line for 3 weeks, my skin, like, the wrinkles were just like so diminished, and I hadn't found anything since I used the Kahina eye serum that has done that for my eyes. I've used a lot of oils and creams and like butters around my eyes, but the only 2 products that I've ever used that have made a difference, a significant noticeable difference in the eye, the wrinkles in my eye area, are the Kahina eye serum and the cream. Like, when I did stop using these products for a little while, and then I picked them back up again when I found out they were going to be in the Beauty Heroes box, I did notice that the wrinkles in this area started to come back a little bit, and then as I've, picked back up using the cream at night, or not at night, I use it during the day, the cream too as an eye cream, like the wrinkles in this area of my eyes are like totally gone again. So like, I really want to have like this size. So this is 1/2 ounce, and then the full size of the creams is actually 1.6 ounces. So these little trial sizes, like the one that came in the Beauty Heroes box, is 1/3 of what is actually the full size. So this actually will last you quite a long time if you use it like an eye cream like I do. Just like, even if you think it's too heavy for your face, use it around, the eye area, and I think in like a week you'll notice a significant difference in like the diminishing of like the fine lines around your, like, not even just the fine lines, but like entire wrinkled areas around your face. I just think that these creams are like magic. So aside from the wrinkle factor, with the whole 3 weeks that I used this line, I never once felt that I needed a toner. My skin was totally balanced. When I put the cream on, it was good the entire day. It didn't get dry, it didn't get oily, it didn't get anything. It definitely, this line will balance your skin. At least it balanced mine. And I am remiss to think that it won't do the same for everybody else's skin, like no matter what kind of skin type you have. Just if you've got acne prone skin, just add in a spot treatment. But if you've got like dry skin or even more normal skin, you won't need anything else. This line will just it will do everything that it's supposed to do and that you want in a skincare line to do for your skin. So it balances the skin. I thought that I was going to miss all of my toners, and I never even thought to reach for them one single time in the entire 3 weeks that I've used them. And I definitely find that when I use other skincare, like I've gone back to my regular routine, I do use this line sometimes, especially at night, because it's so simplistic. The bar of soap, the cream, and I'm off to bed. And even during the day, sometimes I don't want to like futz around with 18 different things that I do to get the same effect, or I don't even get the same effect with other products that I do with this. But when I find that when I do my normal skincare routine, with the serums and the regular moisturizers and the exfoliants and whatever I use, I do find that I need to spritz my face quite often with a toner or like a hydrating mist of some kind, because I find my skin getting dry and like off balance. With this line, my skin never felt off balance, not a single moment that I was using the line. So like I was saying, even using this line this morning after using like my regular skincare routine over the last couple of weeks, this immediately balanced my skin out. Like, my skin feels amazing. It's soft, it's clear, it's bright, it's exfoliated, it's balanced. I feel like there's no dryness, there's no oiliness. My skin just feels like, I don't know how much more I can reiterate, it feels balanced and amazing. And so this line is is very expensive. So let's get into like the price tag of the line. So the bar of soap is $38. The balm is $130. The essence, oh, I didn't get even into the price of the creams. The essence is $145, and each of the creams is $198. So this size is $198. This size cream, the 0.5 ounces, I think they don't sell it on its own, but they do sell like a minimum kit. They sell a couple of kits on the Ayuna website. They sell the minimum kit, which I think has this size of the cream, the balm, and the essence. I don't know if it comes with the soap or not. But then they sell the Momentum kit, I believe it's called, which is what they sent me, which is full sizes of every one of their products. So it's got the full-size bar soap, full-size balm, full-size essence, and a full-size cream. So they don't sell this size necessarily. I wish they did, because I would just love to keep picking up the cream too every time I need, every time I run out of it for, you know, around my eyes, because it works amazingly well for my eye cream. I definitely want this to be my eye cream for all of eternity. I don't even want to like worry about the other oils and like eye products that I have anymore, because I think that works so amazingly well as an eye cream. So yes, the price of the line together, I think you might get a little bit of a discount if you buy one of the kits versus if you buy them all individually. But all together, not in the kit, it's $511 for each, for the soap, the essence, the balm, and the cream. So I think that is actually justified based on the results that I've had, based on the experience that I've had, based on just how I feel it works. It's touted as a luxury line. You know, in luxury lines, like the other green beauty luxury lines I could think of are like, you know, like Tata Harper, and I think May Lindstrom sort of borders on luxury line. They're not as high priced as like Ayuna, but I feel like they're almost there. Some of their products are, I don't remember what their most expensive product, oh, the balm, what is it? The Blue Cocoon, that's the highest priced product that they have, and that still doesn't even touch the cream. I feel like that's borderline luxury, like high end, but they went into creating their products as a luxury line. So they're not, I know a lot of people get sort of like upset when things are priced higher than, you know, what they can actually afford, but what they were going for is luxury high end. And I think based on the science behind the brand, how the products work, it's definitely justified. I mean, it's expensive, and it's not for everyone. It's not for every budget, obviously. I mean, it would take you a couple of months to use these products. I don't know if you're using them. It seems like I haven't used that much of the cream, but that's because I did have one of these sizes of the regular cream that I actually have almost used to completion. I've got like one more use left in here. So it seems like I haven't used very much of this one. I think maybe, it's hard to say. I mean, the soap will last you a lot longer than the other products, and if you use the balm, say twice a week, and the essence, say twice a week, you can probably get the line to last you 2 to 3 months, that would be my estimation. I mean, I haven't used the whole thing for that long, so it's hard for me to tell, but based on my usage, like how much I've used it in over the 3 weeks using the line itself, I feel like it could probably last you 2 to 3 months, if not longer, depending on, you know, how often you do the treatments, how much of the cream that you use, that kind of thing. If you think about, like, for probably not a typical person, I mean, I blog, so I have a lot of skincare products, and I use a lot of different things in, you know, like my daily routine. I have hyaluronic acid serums, I've got, you know, moisturizers, I've got balms, I've got cleansers and exfoliators, and I've got oils and eye creams. If you add up all of the individual products that you're using, you probably would save money with a system like this, because you're not buying 20 different things to get the same effect. Oh, toners. You're not buying all of these separate products to get the same effect that you're getting with the Ayuna line. And honestly, if I didn't blog, if you know, if I stopped today, I stopped buying things, I stopped receiving things, I mean, I would miss so many of the products. So it's impossible for me to say I'm going to stop using everything and use this, but if I were to stop and, you know, not blog anymore, and I just wanted to use one thing, one line that worked, so I didn't have to mess around with anything, it was easy, yeah, it had a high price point, but I think that this would be the line that I would have to go with because it does everything that I needed to aside from the whole acne thing. I would have to have a separate acne treatment, but you know, it balances my skin, it exfoliates my skin without, you know, harsh physical exfoliators. I know a lot of people don't like to use harsh physical exfoliants like salt and stuff like that on your skin, so I think like a system like this you would enjoy a lot better because you're not using, you know, like a physical exfoliant. This is still a physical exfoliant, but it's a different way of physically exfoliating the skin without using, you know, like anything that's granular. So it exfoliates the skin, it brightens the skin, it helps with balancing the skin. I have noticed, you know, like reduced fine lines and wrinkles. It has reduced discoloration to some extent, not a ton, but a little bit. It just definitely does everything that I need a skincare line to do with 4 steps instead of 20. I mean, like I said, again, I didn't come in here with a written down of how many steps that I do. I mean, I did film a daytime skincare routine yesterday actually, and I think I ended up with like, I was using 10 plus products in that routine. So I think for a lot of us, you know, whether you're a blogger or not, we're using probably a lot of different things on our skin every day. And if you want something if you don't want to mess around with 20 different things to get a specific result in your skin, you just want a system that works, a simple system, but an effective system, this is definitely going to be one that you're going to want to look into. So yes, it's expensive, but I honestly feel that it's worth the price that it is based on the experience that I've had with it, based on the results that I've had with it. Not because I got sent it for free or because I work with beauty heroes or whatever, but because I truly feel that these products deliver exceptional results. And I mean, there are a lot of products that I love in green beauty and clean beauty that I don't feel deliver anywhere near the results that I've had with Ayuna. So I mean, I love the line. It is something that I will spend my own money on in the future because I like having the simplicity of using the soap and the cream and going to bed at night and not having to worry about, is my skin going to be dehydrated when I wake up in the morning? Is it going to be enough? Is my skin going to wake up, you know, unbalanced? Is it going to be whatever? Is it not going to work on my wrinkles? Things like that. I never have to worry about that. I just do the soap and the cream and I go to bed and my skin, I wake up with amazing skin. I do the soap and the cream again in the morning and I've got amazing skin all day long. So, I mean, this is expensive, but it is something that I would invest in myself in the future after, you know, I was graciously sent all of these products. I did buy 2 bars of soap. So I've already spent my own money on Ayuna. I did buy 2 bars of soap after using the first bar of soap because my husband and I both love it and it's amazing. So I mean, I've already spent my money on the soap, which was probably a little bit premature because I didn't need to buy the soap yet, but I was at Indie Beauty Expo and they were running a special for the expo, so I was like, okay, I have to get a bar of soap here because I don't want to be without it because I do love the soap. I love the cream. I love the essence. The balm is probably the only thing that I won't repurchase because I feel like in terms of what my skin needs for detoxification, it needs more. And the balm, while it's nice and while I like it, it's not enough. But the other products, the cream and the essence, I will repurchase. I will repurchase those because I like having the simplicity of the system, and the system works so amazingly well. Like when I go to take my makeup off today, I'm not going to feel like my skin has gotten dehydrated, you know, as the day goes on, even if I don't drink enough water. So anyway, I have talked your ear off about my experience with Ayuna, my thoughts on the line, how I think it works, and I hope that this was helpful for you. Regardless of the knowledge that I don't have regarding the science of skincare, I hope that knowing my firsthand experience with the lines and seeing me use the products in the 2 demos that I did on Monday and Wednesday are definitely helpful. That's what I like to do here. I like to give you guys helpful, useful reviews and not so much talk your ear off about, you know, the science or the formulation behind things because I don't know that part of it. It's impossible to know everything. And I mean, there are great people who do, like Marie from And the Color Green is going to do an amazing, like, science-based review on this. I just know it because she is amazing at knowing the science of skincare. She's amazing at knowing, like, formulations and things like that. Like, if you want a science-based review and you want to know more about, you know, the science behind the mask and like the ingredients in it, I'm going to link her channel down below because I know that she's going to do a really great one. But for me, it's all about experience and usefulness, and I get my experience with the line, because that's what I can give you guys, and I hope that that's helpful enough. And I feel like it is, but sometimes, you know, there are a lot of bloggers in the sphere, and sometimes I feel like inadequate in terms of my perspective and my, I don't know, I guess I just feel like my reviews are inadequate sometimes, and I feel like I have to constantly be reinventing myself or like reimagining my reviews and whatever, because I feel like you guys expect so much sometimes that it just gets overwhelming. And again, like I was saying, I'm never going to know all of the science and the formulations behind everything, but I want to give you guys useful, like first-hand experienced reviews of the products as best I can. So I hope that you sat through this whole thing and it was helpful. I love the line, I really do. And again, like I'm saying, not because I was sent it, but because it actually works. It works amazingly well. It just is a really great skincare line that I would pay my own money for. And Jeannie doesn't like to talk about the value of the boxes that much, because really that's not what Beauty Heroes is about. And I agree that it's not about, you know, getting a great deal on something, but I think in terms of something like this, where this is so inaccessible to most people, like it's out of people's budget. I mean, you could save for months to, you know, buy one of these things, but Beauty Heroes does bring us amazing values at a fraction of the cost. And I think it does a disservice to not talk about it, not talk about the value of the Beauty Heroes box. I know that's not the thing that Jeannie wants to focus on, but this is an amazing value for this box. It's a $205 retail value, which is the highest price box we've seen so far. The last one we saw was Vintner's Daughter, which was, again, another sort of like once in a lifetime box deal, where that's something that, you know, you're never going to see again for that price. So while I agree with Jeannie and her whole philosophy behind the less is more, and why she has extended the subscription period to 3 months minimum, I agree with her reasons behind that, and that it shouldn't be just about, you know, buying a box for $39 and canceling, because that's not what she wants Beauty Heroes to be about. But I do think it would be remiss to not mention the value of the box, and how high of a value it is, and how like amazing, like I said again, a once in a lifetime opportunity this is. So I am going to stop talking now, because I think I'm repeating myself way too much. But I really hope that this was helpful. I really hope that this helped answer anybody's questions about the line. If you were, you know, wondering, like, why is it priced so high? Does it really work that well? But I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that this week was helpful, the Ayuna week, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.